Is this one? Shan's like, you got a hair that's crazy out of place. Still fixing my hair as we go live. So, how are you guys? Are y'all having a good day? I had the most fun day yesterday, and I'll tell you guys more about it here in a bit. But we got to go visit the Deco Art offices in Lexington, Kentucky, and then we went and visited the factory in Stanford, Kentucky. And so, if you saw my stories yesterday, you may have seen me mention something about it. And so, some of you guys were asking, like, is that something we could do? We're working on a plan with the Deco Art Company to put together like a tour of the factory for the general public. So hopefully that's something we can get together for you guys soon. But we had a blast yesterday. We got to see everything from how they mix their products to how they package them, how they ship them, and I was just amazed at how hands-on everybody in the factory is when they make their products. I don't know if I like assumed that it was shipped in from China and put a label on it or what, but I don't think I assumed that, but I didn't really expect to see so much hands-on work done inside the factory, and it was amazing. So I will be showing you guys more about that coming up soon. Hey Karen, hello Barbara and Vanessa, hello Laura. She said, looks like you had a few great days. Yes, I did. It was wonderful. I just got back from New Orleans on Sunday, and then yesterday we spent the day in Lexington, Kentucky. Good morning, Pam. Hello, Holly and Janice and Robin. I also learned a few things. I learned about the different kinds of paint that they carry because you guys know they have like this brand, which is the Crafters acrylic. And then they have, the Americana line. And so I got to talk to the VP of the company and I was like, so what's the difference really? Because I can tell that they paint different, but like technically what's the difference? So we'll be talking about that here in a little bit because I want to talk about it as I paint so that you guys can like see, the difference. Because I don't know if I'm going to use both of them. Let me see. What is this? I might could use this for the middle of the watermelon and that would kind of show you guys a little bit of the difference. Okay. Hello, Holly. She would love to go to Deco Art. Well, we're going to try to put together some sort of event where you guys can go and tour at the factory. Deco Art was definitely up for that. Good morning, Alice from Hudson. I'm in Kentucky. So y'all say hello as you come on and tell me where you're from. Today, we're painting something special. So you guys usually know that I usually paint something that is one of the new designs we've released in our shop on a previous weekend, right? Well, this past week, we released some designs about grilling and sports and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to do something different this week. I'm not in the mood to paint something about grilling. And so we actually pulled this one from our designer marketplace. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have a section in our shop that has designs that are from other business owners. And so this one in particular was designed by Amy Young of Faithfully Young. Is it Faithfully Young Creations? Faithfully Young Designs? Faithfully Young. Either way, you can look up Faithfully Young and you'll find her. And she has some super cute designs. So I'm going to show you a picture real quick of what this one is going to look like painted. Look how adorable this is. And so it's two big old watermelons sliced halfway down the middle to make a heart. And we're going to be painting this today. So this is one of the designs of hers among many that are so cute that are in the shop that you can get. There are other designers in there as well. So if you want to check out some of their designs, I will say, if you are a Template Club member, these designs are not a part of the Template Club. So there's potentially a bunch of cool designs in there that you don't have yet that you didn't know we even offered. Okay, so go to shopdoorhangers.com and there's a section that says Designer Marketplace. You can click on that and it will bring up the entire marketplace of other people's designs that we offer in our shop. Oh, there's 3 different ones. We have Faithfully Young, Happy Cactus, and Little Maria's Crafts. So go and support them if you want to buy some of their designs directly from our shop. There are some really cute ones in there. Okay, let's get started painting, shall we? Good morning, Marina. She said, wow, that's spectacular. Yes, if you are a door hanger designer yourself and you design door hanger templates, just email us at info. I'll put it up here on the thing because I know you aren't going to be able to remember this. Just screenshot it. info@southernadornamentsdecor.com. And you can send us a request to find out more about the designer marketplace. And we'll tell you what the credentials are and stuff like that and how it works. And you can potentially apply to be in the designer marketplace. Okay. Hello, Kathy. All right, let's get started. So I have picked my colors, and believe it or not, this is a pretty simple color scheme for me. Like, I usually have like 20 colors, but I only have a few this time. So we've got Tutti Frutti, which is a Crafters acrylic. So, and then we have Festive Green, which is an Americana. In a minute, I will explain the difference between these two brands, okay? Or actually, I shouldn't say brands. These two product lines. This one I got at Pop Shelf in Clarksville, Tennessee. They offer a lot of these Crafters acrylics, and they are cheaper to buy than the Americana. So as we paint with these, I will explain the difference. Hello, Melissa from East Texas. She said it's so hot here. It's been pretty hot here too. Ava says, what's the link again? What do you, I'm not sure which link you're looking for, but they're probably up in the video description. Here, Shan wants a picture of me with these two bottles. Pose for photos midway through a live. Okay, we got our egg carton ready. Let's start by just painting the center portions of our watermelons. And so, or it would just be this one portion, right? Let's see. Yes. That way we know what to paint pink and what to paint green. So this is the Tutti Frutti color. Amy's here. Oh, Amy's here with us in the comments. Say hello, Amy. Amy is the one who designed this one. She didn't know I was going to be going live until just a little while ago to paint this today. So surprise. Okay, so let's explain the difference between the Crafters acrylic and the Americana. So this is the Tutti Frutti pink, and the Crafters acrylic, like I said, is cheaper. Now, what I learned yesterday from the vice president of Deco Art was that the Crafters acrylic is considered an economy line, meaning that it's a little bit cheaper to buy than the Americana paints. So if you think about it, like my assistant Aaliyah was talking about Walmart. Walmart's got the Great Value line, right? Well, there's a Great Value line of products, and then there's a line that is probably more expensive than Great Value, and it may be a higher quality. Well, this is like the Great Value version of paint from Deco Art. And it's not that it's not great paint compared to Americana. It's just going to take probably 2 coats to really get the application that you want. So let's go ahead and do 1 coat, because you guys are always like, oh my goodness, I actually got a message about this in the texts just yesterday, I think. And she said, how are you getting such a great application in just 1 coat? And I kind of always thought, well, maybe it's like how much paint that I'm putting on my brush. You know, I don't know. But when I talked to Tom yesterday, he's the VP, I was like, I asked him that question. I said, like, what's the difference between the Crafters acrylic, I almost said Crafters Choice, Crafters acrylic and the Americana line? And he said, well, for instance, the Americana line has more pigmentation. It's a like stronger pigmentation. And he explained some more technical stuff that I can't remember, but essentially it's like thicker and it covers better. So when he said that, I suddenly was like, oh, well, that explains it. That explains why I'm able to get a better 1 coat coverage than most people can on their door hangers. Because I bet a lot of you guys are still using paints that you pick up at Walmart and stuff like that, and you're getting frustrated with them because they aren't covering like you want them to. So this is a 1 coat coverage of the Crafters acrylic. And he told me, he said, a 1 coat coverage of the Crafters acrylic is probably half the coverage you would get with like Americana. Americana would cover in 1 coat what 2 coats would do with Crafters acrylic. So that looks pretty good from your angle, right? But if you look at it more up close, you can still see the color and wood grain of the wood through it. So it's definitely going to need a 2nd coat. But if this had been the Americana version of a color similar to this, it probably would have covered better. Christy said, I like the way you did the watermelons instead of a slice. It's very unique, isn't it? Amy's on here with us. Hey, Amy. She's the one who designed this one. Marina, yes, this t-shirt is from Cotton Chaos. It's actually a design from last year that they have brought back because it was a bestseller. So for a limited time, you can still get, or you can now get this sunflower shirt. Even with Americana, Melissa says she needs 2 coats. Now that could be either the color you're using doesn't cover as well as some, because I do have some yellow Americana colors and orange that don't cover as well as others. Or it could be that you're not putting enough paint on your brush. So as you can see, when I dipped my brush, I only went, about a third of the way up the bristles, but I got a generous amount on there. When I pick it up, it's got quite a lot covering it. It's not dripping off, but it's got quite a bit covering it. So if you are using about that much and you're not working a large area, you should be able to cover, a decent amount. So let's just work in a small area. We're going to just work from like here up. We'll get a second coat. And I'm just working on making sure that I smooth those brush strokes out and I get a decent coverage. Now I just re-dipped my brush again. So really that only covered this one spot. I don't know how often you guys are re-dipping your brush, but I'm only covering maybe a 2-inch by 4-inch section with each dip of my brush. So I'm naturally going to get probably a thicker coverage than you would be if you were trying to cover like this whole area with one brush dip. So if you think about it, I know a lot of us probably hate to pay a little bit more for paint when it's like, why would you buy a higher cost paint when you could just get the cheaper stuff, right? Well, this bottle isn't going to go as far as an 8-ounce bottle of Americana will, right? Because I could probably have gotten the same coverage with Americana in one coat and it's less paint. So the little bottles, the little 2-ounce bottles of Americana last me twice as long as the 2-ounce bottles of any other cheaper brand. So mathematically, even though it costs more, it's lasting me longer. I'm not having to buy as much paint. Okay, that's 2 coats. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to stop there. So that was the Crafters acrylic. Okay, I splattered some over here. I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to start painting some green. Yes, Bunny, Americana is a Deco Art paint line. So you guys hear me saying Americana all the time. That is the product line made by Deco Art. And so as you can see, this one's made by Deco Art also, but the product line is the Crafters acrylic. So this one is a more cost of like economy. What did he call it? It's an economy line. So it's like a little bit cheaper to purchase than this line. But to be honest, this bottle will last me just probably longer than this bottle because I'm having to do 2 coats with this one. I know they're not the same color, so it's kind of hard to visualize that.
Show your paint to the camera.
Oh, they're wanting to see the
door hanger.
Show the door hanger. Oh, she wanted me to show how the coverage is. So this is the second coat. You can still see the wood grain through it, but it doesn't bother me. But if it bothers you, then you might even want a 3rd coat. But I think it looks pretty nice. But I can still see just slightly the lines of the wood grain running through it. Let's see. She said, that's what I thought. Awesome. Debbie, you can buy this template at shopdoorhangers.com. We have the link up in the video description up above. So just click that link and it'll take you over to the designer marketplace portion of our shop. And you can purchase this one from Amy Young of Faithfully Young Designs. Okay, let's go ahead and start painting with our green. This is the color green. It's festive green. And we're going to be painting our watermelon with some of it, but I think I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. Let's try some white. I may have to add some yellow too, because I kind of want to make it like a lime green. I didn't have the exact color of green that I wanted, so I'm making one. So I've got some white and some green. I'm trying to make a light, like lime color that looks a little bit like a watermelon lime. I don't know how to explain it. That's getting pretty close. Let me look at my photo of what Amy created. So I'm trying to create that lighter green. I feel like it needs probably a little bit more of a green and yellow kind of cast. So we're going to add a little yellow to it, actually. If you have a color that's already pretty close to this, then just use that. This is like a neon yellow. Let's see what this does. I don't know if that's not mixing in or not or what, but I can't hardly even see that color. Let's try this neon green. We're just going to make a weird custom color here. It's hard when you're designing door hanger designs on Procreate because you come up with the coolest color and then you may not have an exact paint color to match it. So we're just making one that's kind of similar. I think this might work though. I don't know. Let me put this color next to it because this is the color I wanted to use for the actual watermelon. Oh, you see what I just did, y'all? When I ripped the lid off, I dropped some green paint right onto my pink. So thankfully we've got some baby wipes handy. That's a pretty green. Just don't want it on my pink. Came right up, but I'll have to touch up a little bit of that pink because I scrubbed enough that the pink came off.
This is a funny one.
Supply list is gonna say weird custom color. You are telling the truth. Yeah, that's hilarious. I don't even know what color. If you guys know what color would be good, like what color of deco art would be good for that green, let me know because I don't have one. The greens I have are either too lime, like a neon lime, or too soft. So I don't know.
I'm telling you, need to upgrade the greens.
Have you seen my paint thing over here? It's like full though. Like I don't have any room for anything else.
Hey, you got another one. Deco art's the top. I mean, we got only up there to go.
Let's see. Do you just use deco art? Yes. Yes. Thank you, Tracy. She said, I finally caught you live. I watch your videos on YouTube all the time. Thank you for that. Yes. I actually told somebody, hold on, let me see what I'm supposed to be painting here. Okay, so all around this is green and all inside this is green. Okay, I just had to make sure. I didn't design this one, so I kind of forgot what I was supposed to be doing. I actually told somebody in the text messages this morning that if they wanted to look at or find any of my old videos, YouTube's the best place to do that. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube, head over there and search for southernadornamentsdecor.com. And we have hundreds of videos over there from all of my many days of painting on Facebook Live over the years, because I've been painting on Facebook Live for about 4 years now. And so you can find any of our old videos on YouTube, and it's way easier to search there than it is to like scroll through the ones here on Facebook. But we do not have a video for every single door hanger we've created. It would almost be impossible for me to do that. I would be painting live almost every day just to be able to do that. But we do have several hundred in there. I'm just using a 1-inch flat tip brush right now and kind of going around this little watermelon. Now on this outer edge, this is not going to be green. This is going to be black and white. So we're just going to avoid that area. It's okay if you get a little bit of paint on it, but though, because that white will cover just fine, and so will the black. So you don't have to be really particularly careful as you go around the heart. This green's covering pretty good, but it may require a second coat. Could be because I added all that yellow and lime green to it. Like I said, just because you use Americana paints doesn't guarantee that you'll get 1 coat coverage, but you definitely won't have to do, 3 or 4 coats on most things. Some colors cover better than others.
First happy mail, what would you call that color green?
Okay, let's name my custom color of green, shall we? They said, what color would you call this custom color? And if you will comment that, we will pick somebody for happy mail. My brain is having a hard time functioning today. I don't know if you guys can tell that words are hard, but it's probably because I got home Sunday from New Orleans after having only slept like 4.5 hours Saturday night. And then Sunday night, I slept about 4.5 hours, and we drove 4 hours to Lexington and 4 hours back yesterday. And so I'm running on less than normal sleep, and my brain has not caught up yet. It's hard to come home from a trip and jump straight into another trip, and then Tuesday hop on live and work. So I will rest tomorrow. I have an appointment scheduled. What did I do? They're laughing at me. How did I do that? Did I go like this and just put my paintbrush in my hair?
Yeah, it's in your hair. Don't mind me. Shan's trying to do teacher's pet this week.
Time out. We're gonna take a quick break.
You did it. It's like dyed your hair. Make it.
It'll wash out.
I'm trying to make sure it doesn't get on your shirt.
We did learn yesterday that almost every single product Deco Art carries is non-hazardous. So
Goodness, Tamara. Okay.
it's probably because I got a crap ton of gel and product in my hair that it's like sticking. Did I get that much in my
There's
hair?
more, there's still more.
What? How did I
it's
do
still
that?
in your hair.
I think it slung when you opened that.
Oh, when it
Oh,
burped.
right here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And it was still wet. I was trying to make sure it didn't get on your
Yeah.
shirt.
When that bottle burped when I opened it,
Yeah.
it spit. Did it get on the shirt? Because
No,
I don't
that's
want.
what-
Okay,
that's
I don't
why I
care about the
came.
hair. Oh my word, y'all.
Oh,
We're just gonna have to wash the hair later. That's just.
sour apples. And
It's all over my hand too. It's this beautiful jewel green color. Look, it's all over the lid too. It just burped and went.
What's it called?
It's really pretty jewel green. Jewel.
No.
It's now in my hair. Luckily, green's my favorite color, but I don't necessarily want green in my hair. Are they laughing at me in the comments and having a grand old time?
they're naming the green.
They're naming the green. Okay, we're gonna pick somebody. Oh, she did pick somebody. Ann Portwood said we'll call it watermelon green. I like that. So Ann, if you will send us an email at info@southernadornmentsdecor.com, we will send you some happy mail.
It would go well with
Yes,
water.
I'm slinging paint and didn't even realize it. You think it would go well with that watermelon slice color? I almost picked that, but Amy designed this one with more of a hot pink watermelon in mind. So
Oh no, this one right here.
hot mess green. That's a little more accurate. Although we could rename Jewel Green for hot mess green. Whew. It's just par for the course coming home from vacation, taking a trip, then going on live, firing on less than normal brain cell battery. So I don't know. I had to take an ibuprofen as soon as I woke up this morning. So it's been a rough morning. Ooh, look at this color. Isn't that pretty? Jewel green. I literally just got this one in the mail right before I got home. It's a new to me color. I don't think it's new to Deco Art. It's probably been around a while, but it's new to me. And I thought it would do really pretty for a watermelon. Somebody said, have you seen the weird TikTok trend with putting mustard on a watermelon?
Yes.
I think I've heard of it. I haven't seen it though. Is it nasty?
No.
Has anybody else tried it?
That sounds disgusting.
Sharon said your hair is always fixed. Now you're trying new colors. We actually joked in the car ride home yesterday that I should put pink streaks in my hair. I said I was too old for that, by the way. You think I'm not? I don't know why we do that. Somebody said, why do we always think of watermelon as a pink when it's actually red? I don't know. To me, it's a reddish pink. I just almost, there's no paint on this. I almost did it again. I went like, that's probably what happened. I went like this to brush my hair out of my face. But Deco Art has a color that's called watermelon slice, and it's like a pinkish red. It looks very red next to this pink though. But Shan says I should have used that one.
I understand why. Teachable moment.
Somebody said, yuck, that does not sound good. Melissa, I don't care for watermelon too much either, unless I'm like super hot and that watermelon is really cold. Okay, let's see the jewel green. Are we supposed to just paint every other stripe? Let me see. Yes. So she did it really with a really cool technique with a Procreate brush where it creates sort of a fringe sort of look. So we might try to do that here in a moment. Let me just fill it in with one coat first. This is pretty. I like this color.
Someone says it's a new 2021.
Oh, it's one of the. That's probably why maybe I ordered it then. I told Aaliyah that I got an order in from Deco Art, and I couldn't remember if it was stuff I ordered or stuff they were sending me to use as giveaways, because they said they were going to send me some paint to give away to you guys. Well, then when I got it, I'm like, I love these colors. I don't want to give these away. I don't have any of these. And so that would make more sense if that was the ones I ordered. Which, by the way, I must order quite a bit because when I was in the factory yesterday, the lady who ships those orders recognized my name when I introduced myself. I was like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Does that make me notorious if you recognize my name? She's like, no, it's fine.
It's perfect.
So I love this color. All right. Where else does the green go? It kind of goes around the edge of the watermelon just a little bit too, but I may do a different brush with that. Let's dry this coat and we'll do another one. Susie says you're never too old for painting your hair. That's what Shan said also. She's like, no, there's no such thing. You can't be too old. So, all right. I kind of want to try this little fringy look that she did. So I don't know how to do that with a regular brush. So we're just going to see if we can figure it out. I'll do a coat on here and then we'll see if we can. Ooh, there we go. So here's the technique, you guys. We're all teaching. I'm teaching myself and I'm teaching you at the same time. So you see how the edge is kind of feathered? You take your brush and you do like this. So it creates like a splotchy, uneven edge. See that? And it's not a perfect line. It kind of looks more like a watermelon. Let's do it on this side. Sometimes in my mind, I'm like, I think I could figure out how to create that. And then I'm not sure until I test it. So let's get a little bit of that original lime green too and feather that in. Let's see what happens. Oh, that looks cool. I don't know that looks really watermelonish, but it's like it. Nah, I don't like it. I changed my mind. Because after I did it, I stepped back and I was like, nah, that really doesn't look very watermelony. Actually, let's do a second coat here.
Stephanie wants to know how long it takes to paint a door hanger.
How long does it take to paint a door hanger? Depends on who you are and how long you've been painting. But if I was not live right now, if I was just painting this quickly as like a custom order for somebody, which I don't do anymore, by the way, but if I was, I could probably do this in about 30 to 40 minutes tops. But because I get to talking to you guys and trying to teach, it takes longer. So usually I get done in a live after about an hour and 15 minutes sometimes. And it also depends on the design and how much detail it's got. Maybe I'm going to have, maybe I should start wearing a hairnet for my lives if I'm going to start getting paint all in my hair, huh? Okay, we've got the splotchy lines drawn. I think I'm going to bring this stripe up and over a little bit. This one looks a little too wide. I'm just faking it because that line is a little further over.
Do you suggest outlining the etching in black and adding anything to it?
Do you mean before I paint or after I paint? Because I don't ever draw over my lines that are etched before painting unless for some reason the etching wasn't thick enough. Because I've had a couple times on my Glowforge where the wood was like warped a little bit and like the etching didn't get deep enough. And so, or if I've used my sander and buffed some of the etching away, sometimes I will go over it with a Sharpie to make sure I can still see it. All right, switching brushes. I'm going to get a round tip brush, real pointy on the tip, and we're going to get some of this darker green. And I think we're just going to kind of take it and go around the edge of this watermelon. Kind of create a bit of an outline in the darker green.
All right, what is the difference in the patio paint?
Good point. So the patio paint is made for outdoor use. And so they actually said yesterday that the patio paint or the outdoor living paint would probably actually be the best paint for door hanger painters to use simply because it seals your project. And I told her that we don't usually use that because we seal our door hangers afterwards. So if you were to use just regular craft paint, you need to make sure that you seal your door hanger. But if you're using like the patio paint and the outdoor paint, it's got the sealer sort of built into it, and then you wouldn't have to. But yeah, if you're sealing on top of paint that doesn't have the sealer built in, you need to seal all of it, not just the front, the back, the edges, all of it. So when you spray it real good. But the patio paint costs more than the Americana, so it's like a step up in cost. Okay, I gotta look back at my photo again, make sure I didn't miss any green spots. Okay, so she did her green where it looks like it's kind of coming over a little bit, like it's got a couple of little like the watermelon rind, like what do you call these, the lines in the watermelon? It's kind of the rind, I guess. The stripes, yeah, the stripes are kind of coming down and around, I guess, on the edge. I'm kind of just feathering those on. We'll see how that turns out. We might do some over here. I don't know. We're winging it now. Some of you guys have been emailing me asking questions about the Glowforge. And I've been sending you guys the link, but I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have an entire blog post about the Glowforge. So if you had questions about it or wanted to know more about the kind that I have or whatnot, go check out that blog post at southernadornmentsdecor.com. It's a few blog posts down, or you could just search and find it probably. All right. We're going to stop there on the green. Thank you. Melissa said, yeah, if it's really detailed, it takes forever. I do it for fun and therapy, not for selling. I understand that. Yeah. And why rush through it if you're doing it for fun? Okay. Next thing to do. Let's see. We need to paint our seeds and we need to paint the outside part. So let's start with the outside part white. And while that's drying, then we can paint our seeds. So I'm going to get this smaller brush. It's a flat tip also, but it's a little bit smaller, and some white. Bless you. And we're just going to go around the outer edge. And then we'll do our black on top of the white. So if you got a little crazy with your green going around the edge, you can just cover it up now. I often, if I'm like getting crazy with my paint colors, don't go back and correct or fix my mistakes until the very, very end, because a lot of times by doing the next part like I'm doing now, it fixes it. So if you just keep going, sometimes you don't even need to fix it. That speeds up your painting time too, because if you're spending too much time stopping what you're doing to go back and like touch up a spot or something like that, then it takes longer. But I try not to do very many touch-ups along the way, because a lot of times the other details that I do fix it as we go.
Here's what Amy says about it.
Amy says, it's so satisfying to watch you paint my design. I find it very satisfying to see pictures of the photo, like of the door hangers that people paint with my designs, especially if it's one I haven't had a chance to paint. Thank you. I had a hair on the door hanger. Especially if it's one I haven't had a chance to paint yet. And so all I've ever done is design it on Procreate. And so seeing it come to life is very satisfying.
Damon says hey.
Hey, Damon. Hey, hey. We were teasing him this past weekend in New Orleans about how he always says, hey, hey. So Damon has actually talked me into teaching a little bit about Procreate and how I create my door hanger templates. So in the next couple of months, you guys may see me releasing some tutorials in the shop. Of course, we'll let you guys know. But those are also going to be available to our Paint to Profit members. So if you are a member of Paint to Profit, we're going to be releasing some more detailed door hanger Procreate tutorials. We'll start with some of the basics for those of you who aren't very familiar with Procreate on what all the different buttons do and stuff like that. And then, of course, we'll move beyond into how to like draw a door hanger design or create one from inspiration or something like that. So
Tim Polk said the same thing the team did.
about what?
About the Procreate.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was funny because like I've been telling them, no, I don't want to teach Procreate. I don't want to teach Procreate. And really, all that was me not feeling confident in my ability to teach it because I didn't feel that I was good enough at it to be a teacher. And I was like, I don't want to do that. You know, I kept talking myself out of it. But I think in even just the last 3 months, my skills in Procreate have suddenly just like gotten so much better. And so I think I'm starting to get more and more confident with it. And while we were at the mastermind in New Orleans, Damon plugged an iPad up to the big screen TV in the living room and had me teach a Procreate lesson to everybody at the mastermind. And after I did that, I was like, yeah, pretty sure I can do it now. Like that kind of gave me confidence that I could walk somebody through it. So
Here's what Damon says.
what did Damon say? I've just been asking for it for like 2 years. Damon, it's not like you don't have enough to do. You don't need to learn Procreate. You've got so many things that you
Thank
can
you,
do.
Damon.
But when I messaged my team about it, I was like, so Damon's talked me into doing Procreate tutorial. They were like, finally. They said, okay, from now on, if there's ever anything we want you to do, we're just going to message Damon and be like, hey, talk her into this at the next mastermind. Damon's pretty good at talking people into doing stuff. And really, he hasn't been working on me for 2 years to get that done. I think he's just maybe been wanting it for 2 years. All right, 2 coats on that outside white line of white. Let's see. What's the difference in Painters Clubhouse and Paint to Profit? That's a great question. So Painters Clubhouse is our signature membership where we teach you how to paint. So you can join that with 0 painting skills, and we will bring you on up to where you are feeling confident enough to teach other people. We have an entire success path that walks you through all of that. And so you'll join with having almost 0 painting experience, and you'll leave, or hopefully you won't ever leave, but you'll get to the end of that success path with being confident enough that you could sit down and teach a room full of people. Now, once you get to that point, you're probably selling your own creations. You're probably teaching paint parties, stuff like that. Then we recommend that you join Paint to Profit. Paint to Profit is like the next step in Painters Clubhouse. It's outside of Painters Clubhouse, but it's like the next tier, right? And I've got paint on my elbow too. I just now noticed that. But it's like the next tier. And so in there, we teach you how to, set up your Facebook page and your Etsy shop, how to grow your business and how to do those paint parties and things. And now we're also going to be teaching you how to design your own door hanger templates using Procreate, because a lot of you guys have been asking about it. I got a little boo-boo right there, but we're not going to worry about it. Okay, let's get our black, and we're going to start painting our seeds. So hopefully that kind of broke it down for you. If you want to learn more about either program, you can go to paintersclubhouse.com or painttoprofit.com and read more about each membership if you want more details. Hi, Cindy. She said it was great to see you on Saturday. Cindy came and saw me at one of the restaurants in Chalmette, Louisiana, near New Orleans. We had a little meet and greet. Cindy came, and then Teresa came, and it was so neat to get to see them in person and to chat with them. I had met Cindy last fall at Heidi Easley's event in Dollywood, and so it was great to see her again. And Miss Cindy, those cookies did not last very long. She made me some of my favorite cookies that I had shared the recipe with you guys on a previous Fab 5. And I ended up eating 2 or 3 of them before I even got on the plane the next morning for breakfast. And then I think there were like 3 left by the time I got home. And of course, my husband snatched those right up. They were gone, but they were delicious. Some of the other folks ate some too. I think Sarah may have eaten one, and Heidi. So I shared them. I didn't eat them all myself. So we're just painting these little watermelon seeds black, and I'm using a round tip brush to kind of trace the outer edge, and then I fill the middles in. It's a little tricky sometimes painting with a round tip brush because you get lots of brush strokes, so you just need to make sure you don't use too much paint so that you can smooth those brush strokes out. Yes, we did enjoy them. Everybody enjoyed them. Me, the mastermind folks, my husband, they got enjoyed by all. And they were delicious, just how I would have made them. I told Cindy, or actually I told you guys on Friday Fab 5 when I shared that recipe with you guys, that those were going to be like the cookie that was going to be like my signature cookie that I make as a grandma one day. And yes, I think about those sort of things. And Cindy said now it has become her signature cookie. And it's got like coconut and oats and brown sugar in it. And it's nice. It's like the perfect combination of chewy and crispy on the edges. It's delicious. We probably need to do some more Happy Mail, should we?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you guys tell me in the comments what your signature cookie would be? If you were a grandma or when you're going to be a grandma, what's going to be your signature cookie that you make with your grandkids? We'll pick somebody for some Happy Mail.
Kathy says Hy-Vee makes her signature cookies.
Who does?
Hy-Vee, that's a
Oh, Hy-Vee. I didn't know what Hy-Vee was, but I get you there. Just pick them up at the grocery store, huh? Take them out of the packaging and put them on a cookie sheet. Nobody will ever know. The grandkids will be like, why don't you teach me how? It's a secret recipe. I'm not telling.
mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Yes, that's hilarious. So maybe it's not a cookie recipe. Maybe it's just a signature recipe that's like the thing you're known for. 7-layer bars. Those are delicious. Cake mix and oatmeal cookies. Yes. My grandma always made coconut cookies too, but hers tasted a little different than this recipe, but they were always good. She's also really well known for just taking Ritz crackers, slapping some peanut butter in the middle, and dipping it in chocolate. And those were delicious. Okay, let's paint the lettering in the middle of here. We're going to do it with a filbert tip brush. So let me see if I can find one small enough, because this is some skinny lettering.
All right, I want this one, and she can send you the recipe.
Connie Taylor, if you will email us, we'll send you some Happy Mail, and Aaliyah wants the recipe. All right, I can't find the brush I want. Let's see if it's in this little doodauber. This will work, I think. Nope. I'm not a paintbrush snob, am I? I'm like digging for the perfect paintbrush to do this with. I just know that if you have like a good brush, it makes the job so much easier. The one that I was going to grab out of there, it's got paint gooped up in it, so I don't know how well that's going to be helpful. Let's see. I may just have to go with a round tip brush because I'm not finding the filbert one that I want. That one's too skinny. We'll just go with a filbert tip brush. I mean, not a filbert, a round tip brush. So normally I would use a brush kind of like this, which, filbert tip, but way skinnier, like 1/8 of an inch wide. And I couldn't find one right now. So we're just going to use this one. And let's water down our paint just a little bit. So we've got our black paint. I'm going to drip a little bit of water in there and just thin that paint out a little bit. It helps it glide when you do the hand lettering. And you'll help your lettering go on a lot smoother. Like butter. Now everybody's thinking about making cookies later, aren't we?
Or ribs.
Or ribs. Y'all talk about ribs? Is Max making ribs? Well, no, Max is at the zoo with Hallie.
Your Facebook user says she doesn't do sweets, she does ribs.
There you go. Hey, I ain't gonna complain about that. Peanut butter blossoms with Hershey Kisses. Oh yeah, they're like little peanut butter cookies with Hershey Kisses in the middle. Those are always good.
Have you ever had an Eaton Park cookie?
Eaton Park cookie?
Eaton Park.
No.
Pittsburgh.
That must be a northern thing. I haven't heard of that. Eat in the Park cookie.
Eat in Park.
Eat in Park.
Like eat and with the little
Oh,
apostrophe.
eat
Park.
in Park.
Yes.
That does not sound like something Southerners would come up
No.
with.
I bet somebody.
I bet it's
somebody
delicious,
knows.
But I have no idea. I bet Megan Ramos knows what you're talking about.
Oh,
Our community manager. Yep. She's from Pennsylvania, so I bet she's like, I know what you're saying.
I hope she's watching.
Eat in Park cookies. Anybody heard of that? Shan is from West Virginia, and she is naming some weird cookies over here that she's had from back home that I don't know what she's talking about. I've never heard of those. Maybe they don't have them in Southern groceries.
They don't have them in West Virginia. It's just Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's just Pittsburgh. So
Maybe Philly. I don't know.
Leanne said eat in park. Oh, somebody said it's a restaurant. Is it a
Yeah.
restaurant?
Mhm.
Oh, so you don't buy? Do you buy them in a grocery?
Well, yeah, they
But
sell
it's
them in
also a
grocery
restaurant?
stores beside
Oh. I
some
was
universities up there. They
Huh.
also do like university foods.
Learn something new every day.
They're cookies. What they're known for, I think.
I haven't heard of them. What do they taste like?
They're like a sugar cookie, but their thing is that they have a big smiley face on them.
A sugar cookie
And
with a
it's
big
like-
smiley
And
face.
it's like the frosting on it's really good, and the sugar cookie, no matter like how old it is, it's really soft.
Ooh, I bet those are good. I tried a cookie that I bought at a grocery store while we were in New Orleans. It was what was the brand? It was, I don't know, but you know those sugar cookies that have the icing and the big patty like right on top of the sugar cookie and sprinkles? It was like that, only instead of a sugar cookie, it was like a cookie that tasted like graham cracker with chocolate in it. And the frosting on top tasted like marshmallow, and it had brown and white sprinkles. So it was supposed to be a s'mores cookie. They were delicious.
It's a West Virginia person.
Karen's from West Virginia too. Eaton Park is a restaurant. Okay, awesome. Smiley face cookies. Somebody else said Neiman Marcus cookies. I've heard of those before. I think I even used to have a recipe for Neiman Marcus cookies. Don't they have a lot of different like ingredients? Like several different add-in things to add into them. I don't generally like cookies with nuts in them. But I'll do any kind of like chocolate chip, butterscotch chip, white chocolate chips. I don't like macadamia nuts. I don't like pecans or anything like that in them. But I love those cookies that Cindy brought me. They're delicious. And you wouldn't think coconut would make a great like cookie, but I think it's all the brown sugar in it.
You make the good coconut ones.
Yeah, that's what Cindy brought me. The
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that you like that I make. Yeah.
Do you have that recipe posted somewhere?
I believe it's linked in the highlights on my Instagram profile. I don't think I have it posted anywhere though. But I'll see if I can reshare it to stories today after this is over so that you guys can easily find it.
Chocolate covered coffee bean
Ooh, that
Trader
sounds
Joe's
good.
Makes the
and
best.
house flowers cookies.
We don't have a Trader Joe's around here. I think Nashville's probably our closest one.
And we're painting healthy watermelon.
And we're painting healthy watermelons. Yep.
I had some of those this morning. Every time I go to Trader Joe's, I get like 10 packets of them.
What do they keep that long? Like
Yeah,
are they
keep-
like shrink sealed or whatever?
Well, no, I mean they just keep pretty long.
Okay. We got our lettering done. Somebody said anything coconut is good. I agree for sure. Okay, we're gonna get a flat tip brush, kind of small. This one's only like, 1/4 inch. And we're gonna take our black paint and we're just gonna start filling in every other stripe on here. So on this one, the stripes are actually etched. So I'm just swiping my brush inside the etched line of each of these little spots. The trick is to get all the way up next to the watermelon to cover the white there without going over. It does help, I think, that the paint is a little watered down.
Cindy posted a link for the cookie.
Oh, thank you, Cindy. She posted a link for the cookie recipe if you guys want it. This little black and white check around the outside of a door hanger is such a fun little element. Like it just kind of makes the whole design pop. So if you feel like you have sort of a plain door hanger design, maybe it's not one that's super detailed, this is a fun little way to spice things up. This watered down black though, I'm be able to do several little stripes without redipping because that black is a little watered down from the brush, from doing the lettering. Did you guys see us live this past weekend on Damon's page? And I think we also went live on my page. And we were painting surfboards with Heidi. That was fun. Her dad hand cuts each of those little surfboards. And Heidi actually, that's kind of her signature thing, is painting surfboards, because way back in the day, before she started her business that she has now, she was painting surfboards on the beach of Panama City and selling them, making extra money. For those of you who've been wondering, Painters Clubhouse opens up August 22nd. It's coming up soon. I know August probably seems like it's far away, but we are already halfway through June, and it's going to be happening before you know it. And before we do the Painters Clubhouse opening, we always do some sort of workshop where you guys can participate live and paint with me. And so we're designing that design now. We're thinking about doing something for fall. And what do you guys think about doing a design on a round door hanger? Like, would it be easy to find a round shape if you had to go to Hobby Lobby or even Lowe's or Home Depot? Do you feel like it would be, if you didn't want to cut your own, do you feel like it would be easy to go out and find a round door hanger shape to paint on? I would love to have some feedback on that, because we're thinking about painting something for fall on a round shape. I think that would be easy for you guys to get your hands on. Are you guys writing me a note?
No.
Oh, you're writing me a reminder.
I'm writing Shannon a reminder
Okay.
to handle you.
To handle me. I need somebody to handle me.
Jackie Thomas enjoyed the tour of Ribbon and bought several.
Oh, yes. So I ended up hopping on the Deco Exchange website after we walked through the warehouse and purchasing several rolls of ribbon myself. I think they're probably going to arrive today. And the deal is, everybody was like, why don't you just grab a cart and start buying them? I'm like, you can't do that, though, because some of those, like, we were there during mostly after hours. And so some of those may have already been sold and just not shipped yet. And they hadn't been pulled off the shelf. So you can't just walk in and take inventory that may have already been sold. But yeah, he had some super cute strawberry ribbon that I bought, and he had some really cute leopard print. I think 2 or 3 of the ones I bought were leopard print. No surprise there, right? Okay, almost done with my black stripes. Okay. Ta-da! Look how that really just makes it go poof. It like pops. Okay, Robin says, yes, I've been ordering round wood shapes online, and I know that if I cut a circle out, it'll get smaller and smaller. It would never be round. Okay, good. Judy says round would be easier to find. Good to know. Wanda is watching from Outer Banks, North Carolina. I love the Outer Banks. Will it be multiple days like the flower pots? I'm thinking you're getting me confused with somebody else. I've never done flower pots.
You did the flower
Did I?
pots with the dots. You did it.
Oh, that's not a workshop. That was just me painting live when we were opening the Painters Clubhouse doors. The workshop is something you pay like $10 to participate, and it's inside of a private Facebook group. So that is, and you guys paint along with me. So that is what I'm talking about. Helen says, how big of a round? You could get any size you want. I would recommend like something close to door hanger size, like 18 or 20, 22, something like that. Hey, Debbie. Okay. Let's look at our photo and see what we're missing. So we've gotten all of our green done. We've gotten all of this. We need to just add our little accents, I guess, in white. I should have done a little bit of shading on the inside of my watermelon, but if you guys are maybe not real experienced with painting, oh, this is not white. If you're not real experienced with painting and doing shading and stuff like that intimidates you, just know you can do it like this too. You don't have to add all of those little details in order to have a super cute door hanger. So I'm just using a Posca pen, size 5M, and I'm adding some little cute highlights inside of these watermelon seeds.
Last Happy Mail while you do the highlights.
Say what?
Last Happy Mail while you do the highlights.
Okay, we're doing one more Happy Mail, they said. Let's do some on the inside of our letters too. So I'm just doing this on some of the little spots where there's like a downstroke in the letter. Makes it pop. We're just going to pick somebody who comments.
We can.
Okay, let's just pick somebody who comments. Just say hello. Let me know maybe if you're comfortable with shading and with adding details. Like, is that something that scares you? Or is it not bad? Okay, we're also going to add some black lines too, because I feel like this needs a little bit more something, something. I have a hard time leaving well enough alone.
There's a black outline on that slice.
On this slice?
Yeah.
Is it on the outside or the inside? Like I was wondering if I needed to do, oh, it's around the outside. Okay. I think I'm just going to go around the entire thing though, because I have some like, let me show you. So like here where I added all the black, see how it kind of spills over? It looks a little messy. So if I take my Posca pen, I can kind of like clean that up. So let's just do that. We'll clean it up all the way around. It'll just make it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit more pulled together. I don't know if it was on the original design or not, but it's hard when you're painting somebody else's design, if you've been painting for a while, not to add your own little something to it. So don't be afraid to add your own little cute touches to whatever design you're painting. That's how you develop your door hanger painting style. And a lot of you guys know one of my things about my style is I always like to outline things with my Posca pens because it just cleans up all the lines and makes things look nice.
All right, here's a winner.
Okay, Sherry Kirby, if you will send me a email with your address, I'll send you some happy mail. She said shading can be intimidating, but practice makes it easier. Yes, ma'am, it certainly does. Practice makes anything easier. I was just talking about that on one of the TikTok reel videos that I made this past weekend about doing hand lettering. It can be kind of hard and scary to do, but if you keep a baby wipe handy, you can usually wipe up whatever little mistakes you make along the way. And if you keep trying at it and keep doing it, you will get better at it. I think I kind of want to add some kind of line right here around to clean up around the pink. Would you do black or we could do green maybe? I probably got a green Posca pen.
Dark or light?
Let's try the dark one. See what this looks like. I haven't used this one in a while, so we're going to have to shake it. Patty says, I love the details. It makes it pop. Thank you, Amy. Yes, Posca pens are a lifesaver. Oh, I like that. That looks good. This is a green Posca pen that comes in that set of like 15 that you can get in my Amazon favorites shop. And it comes with multiple colors. My kids use these a lot of times to color cute little projects that we get, or little like things we get at the Dollar Tree. Okay, let me make this big. There we go. Looky here. Look how cute that is. Even though it doesn't have a ton of like detail on it or any of the highlighting and stuff or shading, you can make a super cute door hanger with even just simple lines. And like I said, this little black and white design around the outside adds a fun little element that's going to make it pop on your door. Lynn says, I bought that set. Oh, you love the Posca pen set? White would look good, like a rind. Yes, it would. If you do that, send me a picture of it. I would love to know what it looks like. Gina says, I don't have a comfort level yet with shading and accents. You'll get there. Just keep painting, keep trying things. And you know, you don't have to like do shading on the entire door hanger. Maybe just do it on one element on the door hanger. All right. If you guys enjoyed this and you want to paint your own little heart-shaped watermelon slice, go to southernadornmentsdecor.com. There's a link up above and purchase this design from Amy of Faithfully Young Designs. She is one of our designers in the designer marketplace. And if you're interested in selling your own designs in our shop, email us at info@southernadornmentsdecor.com. And I'll see you guys again on Friday for Friday Fab 5. Bye, you guys.